and welcome to my channel, to my live. I'm Sissin, life coach, motivation speaker, and I speak about everything about self-development, spirituality, and awareness, a little bit of occult stuff as well, and spiritual stuff, things like that. But I mostly focus on the human condition, because we are creating our realities regards to our conditions in our human capacity, you see. Yeah. Although we are spirits having a human experience, we are experiencing life through the physicality. Now, the trick is to live as multi-dimensional beings. That's where the trick is. To live as beings that have connection, real connection to source. We're not just human beings. We don't just have bodies. We don't just have bodies. Remember, I'm saying have, because we're not the bodies. We're not the body, neither are we the mind, right? But the body is the avatar. So it's kind of difficult for human beings not to mesh to the body, because then of the ego, because the ego is connected to the body. And the ego is what separates you from everybody else and gives you that illusion of separation and separatism, being separate from everybody else, even separate from divine source, from God, right? So the world is run by religion, okay? Everything is based on the teachings of the religions that we actually follow. So the world has the idea that they are the body, that the human beings feel that they are the body and they are the mind, and then that's the only existence that they have. Then we have the Eastern philosophies teaching us something different. We're hearing more about the spirits, that there's more to this reality than just the physical body and the mind. There's the divine source, is the spirit, spirituality. So today we're going to tap into that, but specifically regards to forgiveness. How to escape the matrix, how to escape the separation program, the program of duality in the matrix. Okay, the word matrix just means it's a system. So we're living in a system, in a illusional system, a holographic system, right? Whereby we feel that we're separate from source. Now, what does separation bring suffering? Yesterday I spoke about the Course in Miracles, the teachings about the illusion of the separation that we get to experience every day. When we get up every morning, we have this idea that we are belonging to a tribe, yes, to a family, to a community, but we're separate, right? We're separate beings. And because of that, we're prone to suffering, because we feel isolated from each other. My brother cannot understand what I'm going through because he's separate. You understand? And the Course of Miracles teaches you to live out of that type of mindset. And as I said yesterday in my live about the Course of Miracles, the foundation is basically forgiveness. Forgiveness says that no matter what I think I experienced, I forgive you. Because I understand that I'm not different to you. I'm changing my perceptions, about changing the perception. I cannot change the past, yes. I can choose how I carry the past. Right? That's where I see it. I cannot change the past, what happened, but I can choose how I can carry the past, with grievance or with forgiveness. Okay, in the teachings of the Course of Miracles, forgiveness is not about saying I forgive you in the normal human way. It is a shift in the perception of the mind, moving from fear and judgment to oneness, understanding that we're all connected. One of the key teachings of the Course of Miracles is on love holds no grievance. Just as Yeshua had actually taught in the first century, the character Jesus, right before Christianity became Christianity, right? Yeshua taught about forgiveness, right? That love holds no grievance, that love is everything. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, right? This idea appears in lesson 68 of the workbook, reflecting the central principle of the Course of Miracles, which is about love holds no grievance. Now that means that's we tapping into forgiveness. What love holds no grievance really means, according to the course of miracles course. A grievance is a form of resentment, a blame, anger, judgment. So when I have a grievance on my neighbor, I have a form of resentment. I have blame. I blame them for everything that's going on in my life because of one little instance. Some of people kind of, you know what I mean? They take it a bit too far, right? The anger, it's all about anger. It's about judgments. You are different to me. You're separate from me. You hurt me kind of vibe. And the most interesting thing that in the Christian Bible and New Testament, forgiveness is a key factor. Matthew 5, verse 44, Colossians 3, verse 13, Matthew 6, 14, verse 15. You understand? Proverbs as well, 6, Proverbs 17:19, and Mark 11:25. So if you are Christian and you really understand the Bible, go back to those verses and see how many times forgiveness is actually mentioned in the Bible. So I just mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses speaking about forgiveness, but there's much more verses in the Bible, in the New Testament Christian Bible, speaking about forgiveness. Then why is forgiveness so difficult for people, including Christians, including people that say they're giving their life to Christ? Why is forgiveness so difficult? Why is it such a challenge for them? And yet it's part of the teachings, right? It's basically because of ego, right? It's basically because of ego. When you look at the word religion, right? Religion is normally based on control. Unfortunately, religion is based on politics. It's linked to politics. It's how the institutions, the governments control the people on a moral principle using religion. So here's a book. Follow the book according to what the book says, and yeah, be a straight, moral, principled person. That's a way of controlling you as well, right? Now, not to say that religion is a bad thing, but it does have its bad side because it's coming from a concept of control. It's a political system. You understand? So, anyway, let's go back to Yeshua's teachings, so-called Jesus, right? Yeshua had a different ideology compared to what the modern Christianity teaches us. Yeshua was trying to tell us that he didn't say he was God, but the Christians or the Roman Catholic Church made or deified Jesus and made him a God. You understand? If you want to know more about this, go and do the research because it's out there.